the very unfortunate byproduct of this is that I have been unable to learn Chinese as a result because of emotional baggage, because of a lot of trauma that was visited upon me.
And welcome to another episode of This Is with me, yours truly, Izan Melina. And of course, before we start, I want to thank our official sponsor, Dapiku Sweets. Now, Dapiku Sweets also offer customized cakes, so it doesn't matter the occasion, they can do for birthdays, anniversaries, pet birthday also can. So yes, be sure to check out all the links in the description box. And our next guest in today's episode, I feel like I need a drum roll then, like more dramatic lah. There, it's here, it's coming, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. 999, Lim Yu-Beng. I had to.
Until now,
I have to.
That was 95, okay?
That was my
Were
time.
Were you born?
Hello, wow.
Think about it.
I was about to say, actually, I'm 1999.
It's okay. No, you really
I born already lah.
Okay lah.
Yeah, so yes, I actually grew up watching 999.
Yes,
I was 1995. Primary 3.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So
okay.
I remember lah everything from there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I had to do the intro for you lah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't mind lah.
The days of only that channel.
Yeah, but anyway, Yu-Beng, the first time that we worked together, or actually the one and only time we worked together, was one scene.
Yep.
Yeah. But I remember that so vividly lah.
Firasat season 1.
Yes.
1, right? Yeah, 1.
Season 1, yeah. And I remember the first thing that you said to me, I'm so shy, now.
What did I say?
Yeah, you said...
Oh no. Was it terrible?
No, but I remember it lah. You said, hey, you did very well in Bunting.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. You
And then
did.
I
I loved you in Bunting.
No, then after that,
Yeah.
straight away I cannot focus on the scene already, Although one scene only, but like...
No,
yeah,
but I
because-
loved Bunting. And I loved you in it. Actually, this is kind of the same
10
costume.
years
No, I'm
ago.
kidding.
Yeah, about the same. So last time, 10 years ago.
Yes. No change, right? Same lah.
Yeah, so that was the first time that we worked together.
That's right.
One and only time lah.
Yep.
What was that the first time we worked together, no man? No lah, right?
No, you guys obviously knew each other.
Yeah, but he didn't want to talk to me.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
he gets like that.
Yeah lah. So actually I talked to you more lah on
Yes,
that
yeah,
day
yeah.
for that
It's-
one scene lah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate it lah, Yu-Beng ah.
It's the dress.
It's a dress.
Yeah, I tell you.
Huh? Yeah. So, Yups. Yups. Sorry, I just referring to my script. Nama manja. You know nama manja? No? Yups.
It's okay.
Okay. So, you are a legend in the television and theatre industry.
Why people use this word legend?
Legend lah.
No. But yeah, that's where I work.
Yeah. And what would you say is the key to your longevity?
I'm still doing it, that's all. It's just that I happen to be there at that time and I'm still doing it. And I don't want to stop doing it, that's all.
And what helped you think, like, to maintain that consistency and...
Well, first of all, I don't think I know how to do anything else. I really don't think I can do anything else. This is how... It's actually to do with another issue, which is how we see the world. Like I see education as how we see the world or how we make sense of the world. And similarly, the work that I do is how I make sense of the world. It's the only way I can understand. I'm trying to understand the world. And acting is, for me, a way of trying to make sense of the world. And I haven't figured it out. And I'm still trying to figure it out. And I think I'm going to be start figuring it out for the rest of my life. So, yeah. That's it.
Do you do anything else before acting?
No. It's the first job that I wanted to do, and I've just continued to. I mean, I've done a lot of things within the same field.
Yeah.
So for example, I trained in theatre, and so I obviously trained as an actor, but I did everything, because also in those days you couldn't just it's a small operation, right? It's like this. You can't just, I just want to be in front of camera, or I only want to be the guy on stage. Then who's going to put the stage up? Who's going to light it? Who's going to run the mic cables? Who's going to, I do lah. So I did all that. So I was the tech manager as well for TheatreWorks in the old days, which is how Rafat and I became such close friends.
Oh, Chip.
Because Chip.
I will be calling him father.
I call him Fat for good reasons. But that's because we were, because I come from the days when tech meant hammer and nails and spanner and and that's what we did.
Yeah.
So yes, so I've done a lot of things within the field, but it's still within theatre. So yes, I act, but I also direct and write and do tech and lighting design and
also you
choreograph fights.
Do lighting as well.
Yeah, I was.
Lighting is a skill.
I haven't done
man.
it for a while, but I was a lighting designer, coach, whatever.
Yeah.
But all within the same field.
So you said you did a lot of like the hard labor work.
Yep.
So like you built sets?
Yep. Lots of sets.
Really?
Yep. Including in places where there was no panggung, so you just have to set it up yourself. Did a show in the dairy farm quarry once. There was nothing but the quarry, so we set stuff up and
I think, wow. So really like what they say, like those with the most experience are really you guys, man. You guys did almost everything.
I think
every aspect of
anytime you do something with a small operation, you just have to do everything yourself, right?
Understand.
Which is why some of us are behind camera, some of us are.
That's right.
We do whatever it takes to get the damn thing up, right?
As you can see over here.
Exactly.
Our dearest,
it's brilliant.
Adelina is also manning the camera.
Hi, Adelina. I know it looks like I'm looking at. Yeah.
Sometimes she will adjust the lighting.
I thought she was doing that for exercise.
No.
Because she was like trying to do her delts.
Only one person, like a bit questionable.
Oh, that one, yeah. But
right, you know who lah?
Yeah.
Just down there.
Yeah.
But it's okay lah. So anyway, one of your most prominent roles, as I mentioned earlier, is from Triple-9.
Yes.
So what are your fondest memories from Triple-9?
We had a hell of a time. We're still close. Those of us who are involved in that.
Oh, that's nice.
I still see my fellow actors every now and then, hang out with them, and we made some amazing bonds, I think, in those days. And again, I think it has something to do with early days. Everybody's kind of doing everything. You're trying to figure a way through something. It's like a puzzle we were figuring out together.
Yeah.
And so we have remained close until this day.
Actually, Alina brought up something the other day. So she mentioned that in Triple-9 you acted as a 40-year-old. Yeah,
40-something. I think I was 29 playing a 42-year-old. Yeah. And now I'm 59 and I still play 40-something.
Wow!
It's but because I think the 40-something is, there are a lot of roles written for that.
Yeah.
For men. But not a lot written after, because so the perception has always been that and it's even worse for women, of course, but for men that once you're in the 40s range, that's old, right? So it's that and as well, right? But there's no difference between and I'm thinking about, actually there's a lot of difference, right? There's heaps of guys that you watch them from 40 to 50 to 60. There's a ton of difference, right? But I think that the perception has been a bit narrow over the years, and it's been even worse for women. I was really glad when Lion Mums came out, because they finally started to write material, and good on them for putting it out there for women in a certain category, which had not been shown properly before, because it was either you're the PYT or you're the auntie.
Yes.
But the bulk of effective people at around age 40 are not represented. So, yeah.
At that time when you were casted for that role, right? That
Mm.
40-year-old. Were you like offended or?
No.
I feel
It's,
like-
it's a role. I'll go for anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only difference for me is if I think it's not a good choice. Like I look at something and I go, but this definitely cannot match. Why are you doing this? Then yes. And there have been instances. I mean, in the old days, there were times when. So there was this well-known Hollywood movie that was casting here, and they went through the station, and the station insisted that I should go out for a particular role.
Why do I feel I know what this is about? Carry on.
Kenna, how? End of my career. Kalau I say.
It's okay, we will bleep it. Bleep.
Okay,
All
but-
like 5 minutes. Yeah.
Maybe we don't say.
Yeah,
what
we
the-
don't lah,
what-
we don't lah.
But basically they
Yes.
sent me out for a and this is like in the 90s. So I was still like 30 or something. They'd sent me out for a role which is clearly written for somebody around 60 and a particular sort of salty older cop, the boss of Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, Jackie Chan's a good, 15 years older than I am, something like that, 10, 15 years older. It's hard for me to pull that off. And moreover, I read this, I know which actor it's meant for. It's meant for this particular, whom I won't say, who is a wonderful older Hong Kong actor whom I've worked with before. And he's marvelous. And he is indeed, a good 20 years older than I am. 25, 30 years older than I am. So I said to them, are you sure this is meant for so-and-so? And they went, no, you play all roles, but I'm like, yeah, but you got to look at the role and do you think you can get away with it? Is there, how much can makeup achieve? How much can it not achieve? I mean, this is TV, guys. It's not theater. You're not like, far from the audience. You're right up close to them. We're shooting digital. You're not going to get away with this.
Yeah.
But they insisted, so I went. And I went into the casting room and the casting director, the US casting director went, hi, nice to meet you, but I think there's been some mistake because this is a role for an older man. You've got to be 60. And I was like, yeah, I know. I got sent here for this. He's like, well, okay, well, let's see the read, but I'm telling you, this is not the role for you.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. So I did the read. And then at the end of it, he went, dude, like, I love it. I love the work, but you're way too young for this role now. I was like, thanks. Just please tell him. And who got the role? Exactly the actor whom I said it was for.
Yeah.
That famous actor. And I was very glad that he got the role. But it is just about sensing what is appropriate. It's nothing to do with, I'm insulted that you want me to play old. I think actually giving in to our vanity is a real block to our work. And so I don't want to give in to my vanity. I have vanity.
Yeah.
And I sometimes jokingly say, hey, at my age, vanity is all I got now. Please. But really, I think vanity is an impediment to the work. And I don't want to give in to it. I want to be able to transform because my job is to transform. And I just want to do my job. That's all.
Yeah. There are also some actors who feel like they are typecasted or like stereotyped. Yeah. So what do you have to say about it?
You might be surprised to hear me say this. I don't really mind. I think that if the shoe fits, great. It's if the shoe doesn't fit, or the shoe used to fit and it just don't fit anymore, and you're still trying to squish the damn thing on, then please lah, let's you gotta see what's really there, right? It's like a relationship with yourself, right? Does this still fit the same way? If it doesn't, then we need to adjust and move on and make adjustments to fit that. But I think that sometimes something worked once and everybody made money and says let's keep going that way, and it just doesn't fit anymore. And I think that we can only do our best work if we are aware of who and what we are. And I don't mean to say that we only go and play ourselves. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying let's say this is the target, this is the role I'm aiming for. If I am here in my life, I know what direction to go. If I was here then and now I have journeyed on to here and I'm still trying to go like that and hit this thing, how?
Yeah.
It's like trying to aim around the corner without, it's going to be a hard job to hit that target, to make it convincing. And so I think we have to understand where we are going in our lives. Sorry, I keep hitting this target by mistake.
It's okay lah.
Yeah,
Target, you want to sit on the floor, not target.
It's okay lah. Are you okay? Okay.
What do you think will help a person or an actor to get out of being typecasted if he or she wants to? Because if she's always gonna get offered the same kind of
let's
role.
be honest, like we also know that we are typically as actors, unless you're some big star, you are also at the mercy of what's out there, right? What gets offered, what roles are available. So to a certain degree, you kind of have to do that. But if you have any sort of clout, then you have you might have the courage to say, well, guys, I know I've been playing let's say, the beautiful young professional for so many years. I want to play somebody's mother, or I want to play somebody's whatever, and have the courage to do it. Or I want to play the disturbed aunt of so-and-so, because as an actor, that excites me. And then just have the courage to see it through. Yeah. It depends on what you want and what you see for yourself.
Yeah. But it may not necessarily
It may not necessarily. So for example, for me, like I said, I do have some vanity, but I still love to fight. And I still want to do action. And I'm 59 years old. So I'm like, okay, I don't have many more years of physical ability left. Yeah. So I still want to do that, but I will have to register, and I do register the changes in my body, and I will have to know at some point what I can and cannot do anymore. I already know certain things I can and cannot do. Yeah. And I just try to work within those parameters. So it's just kind of understanding where you are and what the goal is.
Mr. Yu-Beng,
yes.
You are a man of many talents. Yeah? Why you at me like that?
I don't know, because the setup already, you're like scared. What are you going to do?
Not yet. It's coming.
Oh, okay.
So besides acting like in television and theatre, you also sing.
Yes.
Yeah, so actually you grew up singing in kindergarten, in school, and in church.
Yes.
Yeah, and also you cut an album.
I did.
Yes, please tell us more.
So yes, I did grow up singing and all that. And that in itself has been a journey that is perhaps more complex than it needs to be. But yes, I grew up singing, and there have been times in my life when there's things that go on in my head that the only way I can articulate them is to sort of write them. And that's come out in writing scripts, writing whatever, but it's also come out in writing songs. And there was a period in my life where, certain things needed to be said, and that was one way of saying them. And then, but as is often the case, you need a kick to do things. So in 2015, I took a sabbatical from, it was kind of a sabbatical. I decided to stop teaching because I had been teaching for a long time in LaSalle, and I also thought I should take some time to just reevaluate where I was, and that was when actually we did Firasat. That period, around that period.
Yes, okay.
And sort of reignited my love for television, But I had been on a sort of hiatus, and during that time, I was asked to do a show for the Writers' Festival by Huzir Sulaiman, and he said, "Well, look, you're a writer, so I want to showcase your writing, but the writing will be your songs." And
Oh.
I only had 4 songs at that time. So I had to go and write 4 more songs
Yeah.
for the show. So that was the kick I needed. And so I wrote those 8 songs and performed them as my writing for the Writers' Festival. And those 8 songs from 2015 are the 8 plus an alternative track that are on the album that I recorded this past couple of years and which came out in January this year.
Yeah.
And the album's called Notes to Self, which is what the little concert was called as well. And it's funny because they were written and completed back in 2015, but and all my musician friends were like, hey bro, you got to record. I was like, yeah. Of course, I never did it, and it wasn't till 2022, after a few months of unemployment, which is a reality in our business, right?
Yeah.
Because we're hunter gatherers, right? You don't catch fish, you don't eat.
That's true.
So I was really frustrated after a few months of not working, and I just went, fuck it, I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna record the album
Yep.
that I should have done a long time ago. Spend my own money. Never mind. I just gotta get it done, and I did. So this is actually material that came out like in 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it actually took 9 years. Yeah,
to get
9
it
years.
done. Yeah.
How do you feel when it finally
I felt
launched?
great. I felt great. I felt that the vision had been realized, and I felt also that the recording, and I have a wonderful co-producer, Daniel Chai, whom I've worked with.
Producer very important, right?
Very important.
yeah.
Producers are very important.
Correct.
So my producer Daniel Chai and I have worked together on a lot of theatre shows.
Yeah.
And he really pushed me to make the material better, to edit it, to craft it more, to help in the arrangement, and really made the product a better product than it was in 2015. So I really appreciated it.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's about the work, right? You like to make it good.
Yeah, you're right. And okay, speaking of music, actually one of your favorite songs is Merindu Kepastian
I love
by
Merindu
Art
Kepastian.
Fazil. Yeah, and you managed to perform with him.
It's marvelous.
Yeah.
Yes. And Fazil and I have known each other also since the 90s. Actually, Fazil and Fat and myself, the 3 of us we all sort of hang out sometimes. And, we've known each other for a long time.
Yes.
And since the same period. So so I love that song. Actually, I love that album, the Noor album.
No, what is it about it that really resonates
I just
with you?
think it's so perfectly balanced and composed, and I just feel something. I just feel something. You feel the merindu,
we need a little demo.
No,
we need sample. Come on.
This Fazil song, I cannot.
Yeah, demo ni. I will sway to the music.
No, cannot.
Sway to
Cannot. But I love his music, and I have actually performed with him. So he performed at my concert in the Esplanade this year in May, and it's actually the echo to a time when he pulled me up to perform at his concert in the same space at the Esplanade. I think it was around 2012. I could be wrong. When he did the Noor album concert, and he pulled me up and said, "You guys don't know this. Lim Yu-Beng also writes songs, and I'm going to sing one of his songs, Was I Ever Here, with him." So he sang, which is on the album, on my album. So he sang that song with me, one of my songs. And so I have been wanting for years to repay the honor and have him in my show so that I can sing his song with him. So that's what we did.
Andai esok aku menjadi tanah, sejika engkau menjadi bunga menghiasi dadaku.
Have you always wanted to be a singer?
No.
Or is it more like
It's
actor?
yeah, just actor. But I just see it as all. It's all. I don't know whether it's correct for me to say it's all one, but it is all one in terms of just sort of realizing all of me.
Yeah.
And trying to become the best version of me and utilize everything that I have. I still sort of find it very difficult to say I'm a singer, I'm a musician. Because I look at all my legit musician friends who are like, oh my gosh, these guys are like amazing or whatever, right? And then they're all like, you ain't doing idiot lah, and they'll smack me on the head and like, look, you've got a bloody album.
Yeah.
You're a musician, right? And I'm like, okay, thanks. Because they are like, I ram these guys. But the music community has been terribly, terribly welcoming to me. So I'm very grateful. But I see the singing as just something that is part of me. And also I come from a training background where you are expected to just utilize everything you've got for the show, for the role, right? So I studied theater, you do musicals, you study dance, you study singing, you have to utilize everything you got. And I still dance. Well, I still have done.
Did we hear that
I've
right?
done occasional
That's
dance
it.
things here and there, but no,
Oh, you have to bust the move now.
Yeah.
Just now you don't want to sing, okay?
No,
I close one
I
eye.
bust my spine. That one very, very suck it. So,
Or like shoulder.
No. Yeah, you're much better.
I am, yes.
Yeah.
Flexible, But now must control a bit.
Okay, now you control.
Demure.
I shan't say the thing that came to mind. Yes, okay, go on.
Yeah, so actually for me, right, I've always wanted to be a singer.
Then do it.
Okay, wait, here's the story. But my style of singing, I want to feeling one.
Yeah.
I like to feeling very Mariah.
Yeah, feeling.
Feeling.
Yeah.
Like very Celine, like,
Somebody's doing the wrong note.
I tried.
Ah.
Not good enough lah. Apparently. But it's okay. Try right as long as
Yeah.
you try right.
Yeah.
So, and then I realized much later on, like, I never thought in my head that I would ever be an actress. Or an actor. Never.
Okay.
For me, it's always, like, music, because my dad was a musician.
Oh my god.
So I thought like, no, music. So I learned piano, guitar, all.
Oh shit.
Yes. I'm like, I'm going to be a singer, guys. I'm getting there. But I don't know how. I just, like it just diverted.
But
and
does there have to be a conflict? Can't you do it all?
Not really. But I realized that maybe I'm better in acting than singing. Like, stop.
But then also, does it matter what we're better or whatever at? I mean, if you can bring it all together, why not?
Right.
If you play a character that, for example, is a musician, I mean,
Oh my gosh.
right?
Loves.
Or you're like Cassie Speckerman is
Oh yeah.
right? And so on. Ben King,
That's
these
true.
people,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you could.
No lah, don't lah.
I do.
But
think
then
so.
I realized that singing is just something that I really enjoy lah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Have you heard her sing before?
No. I am sure.
No lah,
Yeah.
No.
Anyhow, try and throw me in the fire. Go.
This cameraman, Chen.
Come.
No lah. No lah. What is this? This
This
is Lim Yu-Beng today.
is.
But yeah, so that was me. But I don't know. I realized.
Wow, you
I'm not
just
gonna sing.
walked away
I'm
from-
not gonna
wow,
sing. Don't
wow,
want lah.
wow,
Cannot,
okay.
because once I start singing, people don't want to listen already. The rest of the
Okay,
podcast.
someday we will like jam or something.
Right, we will.
Okay,
We
okay.
will.
I used to want to produce like I always said I want to fill a stadium with all local singers, but now it's already happened. So I'm happy that that's happened. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So actually, earlier you mentioned you wish one skill you had. You said you wish you can play the
Yeah,
guitar. So you
it's-
can play the guitar.
No, so and everybody thinks I can,
Yeah.
and all the songs on that album are written on guitar. So my friends are like, then how did you do it? I'm like, I hear it in my head and I tell my guitarist friends what I hear and they play it and I'm like, no, I'm hearing, and they go, yeah, and then no, I'm hearing, yeah. Can you put a bit more, and that's how I do it.
Oh.
And it's bizarre. So I'm doing it verbally
Yeah.
because I can't play the damn thing. And I'm somebody who has possessed a guitar my whole life and still cannot play it.
But you've tried to
Yeah,
learn.
I'm just shit lah. But I mean, I have it lah.
Okay.
You know, I have one.
You can play like A chords.
Yeah, right. I can play a few
simple
chords,
simple
and that's
chords.
about it lah.
Okay lah, then that's okay.
Oh,
You can still play. So.
I just use it to pitch myself and then sing.
Okay.
That's all I do.
Tudung issue. Okay, so I have hijab issues.
Okay.
Just hold on while I adjust the. Because by the time when I laugh,
I wear the same thing for when I ride motorcycle.
Exactly. So after this, I'll
So
jump.
the other reason I didn't ride motorcycle today is kalau I wear, when I take off, I'll have one crease down here that will not go away for about 1 hour.
Oh, is
So the
it?
whole interview I'll have one crease like that.
That's how you know you're old. No more collagen.
No, it's been like that for but it's been like that for years. So I used to go like that to
Better
filming
not
all
say.
the time.
Okay.
And then after a while they're like, hey, what's that crease on your head? Why you got scar? I'm like, no, that's not where my scar is. I mean, I have a scar, but that's not. Oh, it's my bloody bandana.
So Yu-Beng, besides singing in Malay, you actually did a couple of shows where you have to speak in Malay. Right.
Which we worked on.
Yes. Well, is it because you learn Malay in school?
Yes. So, oh dear, I'm going to shame my poor cikgu. But I will also be vilified by the entire Chinese population. It's okay, I've lived with it my whole life. So I can't speak Chinese. And I grew up in a completely English-speaking family. My parents met and married in England. They were Anglophiles. And so it was completely outside of my experience. And so when I went to school, and I wanted to learn, I was punished for not already knowing how to speak. So it's like, no, but I want to learn. Please teach me. And how can you? And basically, I just got punished for the whole of primary one for not already knowing how to, even though I was willing and ready to learn. And so after that, I was like, well, hell with you. Why should I learn to be like you? I'm not going to be like you. I'm going to go and learn Malay. I still failed at O levels. But I learned enough to kind of get by lah. I mean, I can survive if I'm in Malaysia or Indonesia or whatever lah. But the very unfortunate byproduct of this is that I have been unable to learn Chinese as a result because of emotional baggage, because of a lot of trauma that was visited upon me by, in my opinion, very chauvinistic people. Who cannot believe that such an existence is possible or valid. Don't bluff lah, you just want to wayang lah, you just want to kantang talk amo and so you get that sort of thing simply because my experience was different from theirs. My pathway was different from theirs. And so I have baggage about that. And unfortunately, even though now as an older person, I know intellectually that it is not the language, it is not the culture, it's not the people. It was that person or those specific people who have done things or said things which were unjust. But it's not the language, it's not the culture. And in fact, I have an appreciation for the language and the culture. I'm still unable to learn how to speak it. I've paid good money as an adult. I've taken lessons. I'm still taking lessons today, and I'm still crap. It just, I can't quite. What?
Is it like because of
There's
like
no
the
difference between
intonation?
Yeah. What do you mean? But and I still can't do it. I do slightly better when I'm in an environment of no judgment, and where everybody is sort of like using it, but I'm not sort of being vilified for not being able to speak it.
Yeah.
I can sort of start to use it a little bit, but I shrivel up or I get defensive when people start to,
So you don't get that, the people say like, oh.
Well,
why aren't
basically,
you
so
speaking
I've
your-
been criticized my whole life for not being Chinese enough. And I will get it more when this goes up.
Don't worry, my listeners are
Because-
very kind one.
But I think that othering is something that we all do, and every
Yeah.
culture does it. Look, honestly, it's not just it's not just Chinese people. It's everybody. Any majority does it. That's
Yeah.
the first thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Whether it's a white majority, a Malay majority, whether it's a religious majority, an ethnic majority, a political majority, every majority does it. So I know it's not just me and my kind, but that's an intellectual knowledge. The emotional knowledge still limits me. And I am angry that I'm still limited, but I am still limited. So yeah, it's an unfortunate byproduct.
I understand.
And of course, this thing is coming around to bite me in the ass, right? Because first of all, I've survived somehow so long in Singapore, thankfully, because there are enough opportunities in English and a little bit in Malay that I can do. But as you know, I've done occasional bits of work internationally and most recently in the US. And the funny thing is now in the US, if you're casting someone who looks like me, it would be greatly advantageous to me if I could speak Chinese, but I can't. And you would have thought that,
Yeah.
okay, I'm over there, and so, okay, yeah, I'll get by with the English, and yeah, it helps. But there's a whole host of rules that I can't go up for because I can't speak the
Because you can
language.
speak.
Or at least I can't speak it to that degree. I mean, I can say the occasional,
Yeah.
2 lines, sure, with a coach. But that's about it. Whereas here, I mean, the idea that you would need a coach is like anathema, right? So yeah.
So speaking of US, you actually know stranger to American productions. Yeah, having appeared in shows like Anna and the King, Warrior, as well as most recent Rebel Moon, which is on Netflix.
Yeah,
Yes. So what are the differences in terms of their working culture style compared to Singapore?
Gosh, that's a big question. It's probably going to be a long answer. I mean, I think things that determine the working culture and the style are the culture and style of the place itself,
Yeah.
right? Which is very, very much dependent on their politics, their view of the world, and the money. So if you look at, I mean, the biggest difference, of course, between one of those projects and say one of our projects is budget, of course. That goes without saying, but that's because if you look at the market, I mean, we are a country with less than 6 million people, and we're sadly still divided by language, and therefore the actual size of your audience is smaller than that 6 million. It is divided by language. Whereas there's a certain amount of homogeneity there, and so an English product can reach many, many millions of people, and therefore even the low budget productions are still somewhat higher than ours. And I think that does influence the working culture. It definitely influences how you are treated, what benefits there may be, etc., etc. But it also, I think that certain things have worked for them thus far, and therefore they hang on to them. And a lot of it has to do with, okay, at the end of the day, this is the thing that's important. So never mind this, this is the thing that's important. And so there's support for that. Whether it may be the acting in this kind of production, or if in this kind of production, okay guys, screw the acting, the beauty is the thing that's important, or in this kind of production, guys, as long as we get the shot, you got to know what the product is, right? But there are enough productions where, guys, it is the acting that we need, and therefore there's respect for that, and they also have a whole tradition based on that. So I'm very fortunate to be able to see that, and yeah, I've been fortunate to be in a couple of those. Yeah.
Okay.
There's another
that's-
one
that's
coming out
nice.
actually, which isn't out yet, called
Yeah.
Worth the Wait.
Worth the wait.
Yeah, but I don't actually know what platforms or whatever it's going to be on. So we'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be worth the wait. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I wanted to ask you as well. Okay, King Hua, your former partner.
She's in Worth the Wait as well.
Oh.
Yes.
So you worked on it together, or do you have scenes together, or no?
No. We were actually in two different countries when we did it.
Where was it shot at?
The bulk of it was shot in Canada, masquerading as the US.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole sequence that's shot in KL,
Oh.
which I did.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Worth the wait.
Worth the wait.
Okay, so King Hua, your former partner has also worked internationally.
Yes, a lot more than that.
Yeah. So do you share like other, experiences working overseas?
We talk all the time.
Yeah.
And like every day. In fact, we just last night celebrated my dad's birthday together because we're all still very close.
Okay.
So yes, we talk about work all the time. We talk about everything all the time,
Yeah.
including the work, and we discuss the kind of work that we like, the kind of work that is coming up. We help each other with auditions. Because very often for these auditions you need a co-reader, right?
Yes.
And then this fella not available sometimes, so you
Understand.
because,
Yeah. I also
people,
always the one. I have an audition, so automatic he expect me to. Okay.
Yes,
Like that.
yes.
Understand him lah. It's okay. So Yu-Beng, speaking of King Hua, both of you have separated amicably. What would you say helped strengthen the new relationship?